night, which features the visiting Minnesota Timberwolves.
Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle.
Guy play. D-run shops are. I was
coming off of that. Up top, around a Gobert screen. Finds Gobert inside, kick out. Edwards lines up the three. Left it short, and a rebound. Chased down by Watford. Couldn't snatch it away from Johnson. This is Maxwell Lewis, quick trigger, knocks down.
Also have good chemistry too in their pick and roll game. Nick Claxton is an athlete too that can get up and down the floor. He's got great length, shot blocker, disruptive defensively.
Randle for three, and he answers.
He had some comments post-game about what it was like to try to guard him. It was pretty funny listening to the Minnesota Timberwolves give praise to Nikola Jokic and just takes D'Angelo Russell's dribble right there.
Have a tiebreaker that puts them in the 6th spot, but the reason I say Edwards has to calm down on all the barking, his next technical foul will lead to an automatic suspension.
Yeah.
You can ill afford to have Edwards out over the course of these final remaining games. Conley, no good. McDaniels offensive rebound, left it for Gobert, kick out to Randle. Randle, three more, no good. Tipped over and secured by Claxton, bringing it up himself. Johnson over to Russell for three, well off the mark for the Brooklyn Nets. Edwards, and hand opens him, his to the toe with a 60-point triple-double.
In some ways, they did a really great job against Nikola Jokic because, you know, obviously they were undermanned too. No Jamal Murray in that game.
Lob up top, Claxton. Claxton in his 6th year. He's played his entire career thus far with the Nets. Signed a 4-year, $100 million deal in the offseason. Conley, quick drive, no. Tipped up and off. Inbound to Gobert. Gobert gives it up to Edwards. Shot clock under 10. Edwards for three, no. Here comes Johnson the other way for Brooklyn. Johnson in the lane, out to Russell. Russell averaging about 13 points per game in a Nets uniform. His 2nd stint here in Brooklyn. Just inside the elbow, left the shot short. Edwards pushing the tempo, now a retreat, give it up to Conley. Inside, Randle, off glass, no. And the Wolves struggling with their shot, just 1 for 8 in the early going. Another lob up top, no one.
Credit here for putting some pressure on Minnesota, making them miss. Just 1 of 8, as you mentioned.
Randle, hard drive, floats it up and off. Gobert off in that last outing against Denver. 21 offensive rebounds in that game. 22 second chance points. Poorly missed shot there. Randle across the timeline, in the lane, outside Conley. 3-ball, can't hit from the corner. Another offensive rebound. Russell tried to sell an offensive foul instead.
I'm saying it's the best basketball I've seen him play in a Timberwolves uniform. The way that he has been so tenacious, Michael, on both ends of the floor. The offensive rebounding that he's been doing, and he's taken it to another level.
That's saying something. He's had some good stretches in his short time as a Timberwolves player, but he's been tremendous in the last 5, to your point. Off the miss. Wolves running. Conley dumps it off. Edwards got the deuce. Over for Brooklyn in this ball game. Randle, size advantage on Russell. Couple former Laker guys. Here's Conley. It rotates to McDaniels for three. Left it short.
Everybody, I think they just told him to on the bench. He wanted somebody to review that.
There's the first foul on Randle. Still a 2-point ball game. Russell off the mark. He's now 0 for 3 from the floor. Edwards. Mid-range. It rolls in. Checked in. Sitting out Tuesday due to a 1-game suspension for that scuffle against the Detroit Pistons. Minnesota on a 9-0 run. Claxton, dream shake is in the bag. I didn't know. Yes. Averaging 10 and 7 on the season. Midway mark of this opening quarter. DiVincenzo on the drive, kick out, and just
the middle move.
We don't see the back to the basket game that much anymore.
Yeah, I know. And you get excited. As a big guy, you get excited, especially somebody that played with Hakeem Olajuwon. You know, it's like you get excited when guys try to pay homage to him. Naz Reid's got that in his game, too.
Corner three, Maxwell Lewis, no good. It's also Timmy time for the Brooklyn Nets right now.
It's Timmy time's been good time for the Brooklyn Nets. He's played well in a Brooklyn Nets uniform.
DiVincenzo, long range three, won't drop. Offensive rebound, Gobert through the trees. 17 points, 15 rebounds in his last 5.
Exactly. And you know, one of the frustrating things for me watching Rudy, and I've watched him for a long time now, obviously, even going back to his Utah days, is that he wouldn't always go after everything. He wasn't always the force that you wanted to be. At times, he's more worried about his man scoring than he is helping somebody else out in terms of shot blocking, leaving his man.
Yeah.
But he's been doing a lot of that recently, and he's just been really hard to play against.
Oh, the look away.
Think about that Piston game. That lead right now, pretty substantial. Duran has 207, and we coming into this game, Rudy at 200. So he's had a bunch in the last 5. Been fun to watch.
This is Uwoma on the drive, spinning, dumps it off to Timmy. A push shot won't go, and here comes DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo on dribble around trouble, gives it up to Naz Reid. Gobert looking for a teammate, finds Edwards for 3. Yes. 17-9 Minnesota. Bigman. And now Uwoma with the rock. Leaves it for Timmy. Timmy kept the pivot. They're getting nothing on the offensive end, but they do get a good look there from Whitehead, but couldn't knock it down. And Reid will bring it across for the Wolves, looking for a double-figure lead. Edwards generally gets energized by the road crowd. Doesn't have a look here. Reid sets the feet, short on a triple. Long rebound, even.
The willing passer.
Bigman gives it up. Uwoma behind the back. This is Etienne to Uwoma for 3. Well off the mark. And the Nets 28th in offensive rating, 29th in field goal percentage. Edwards, that pass deflected by Bigman and stolen. Derek Whitehead attacking Reid, missed the layup. Rebound secured by Gobert. Ahead to DiVincenzo. Outside, no. And rebound secured by Brooklyn. Etienne over to Timmy. Nets with just 25 wins on the season. They have a lot of draft capital in the coming year.
Across the NBA, Michael and Jim, this was obviously a cause near and dear to the Timberwolves.
Special moment that will,
throw some that we're going to do that. He's going to wear a t-shirt too. We should really tweet that out so people can get their t-shirt. They can wear it the same night we're going to wear it. Might as well support the whole thing. So we'll keep her and go ahead and order one right now. So be ready when we're ready.
We'll give the date as soon as we get it. Nets finally get a bucket. They had missed 7 straight shots. Minnesota currently on a 16-4 run. Randall rifles that pass over to DiVincenzo. No good on the 3. I feel like Randall could be at least a minor league pitcher. I mean, the velocity on his play makes it 19-14.
Are you saying minor league because the accuracy is not good? Is that what
I just didn't want to. I'd rather disrespect a minor leaguer than a major leaguer.
Okay.
Whitehead. Oh, all of a sudden,
a high usage player for the Brooklyn Nets this year, but he's a high draft pick who they expect him to be good. He's an excellent player, but he just, kind of like how we've seen with Minnesota. I mean, the fact that Rob Dillingham is...
They have the most man games lost. So when there's a special player that is visiting your town and it's just one time and you want to come out and see Anthony Edwards, This is Timmy with the electric slide of his own, missing on the three. Wolves did not shoot well in that first quarter. Have some work to do in the offensive department. They're fine defensively, although Brooklyn went on a run to close that first quarter. Nice pass here. Gobert out to Naz Reid. Reid penetrating out to Conley. Conley now gave it back to Reid. Reid nearly lost the handle. Clock winding down and did not.
Great job of staying in front and making them give it up, and they've just not been able to get an advantage.
Wolves looking for their fourth straight victory. This is Timmy in the lane. 99 points off the bench in his first 3 games in a Nets uniform. That is 1 point shy of the franchise record for most points in your first 3 games as a Net. Richard Jefferson owns the record. Oh, nice feed. Alexander Walker. 2. Keon Johnson back out there on the floor for Brooklyn. Penetrating on Alexander Walker. Stripped. Lost it out of bounds. Things that you expect night in and night out from Nickeil Alexander Walker.
Does whatever's needed.
Reid behind the back. Fires over Whitehead. Won't drop.
Naz is trying to
2
find
for 14 from 3.
Naz is trying to find a rhythm. He's 0 for 3 in the game.
Owoma out to Johnson. Flicks the wrist. Trifecta. Brooklyn has taken the lead. Minnesota just has not been able to find rhythm in this ball game. Dangerous pass there. Conley up top, working on Whitehead. Throws it up, go out below. Bigman over to Owoma, and that pass.
Another dunk for Rudy. When you play against a team and you don't know 3/4 of the names on the other team, if you don't have any idea who that person is, which I think a lot of people watching this game have never heard the names that you're saying right now for Brooklyn, you know that team's probably going to be playing hard, and this team is.
Yes.
This is their Super Bowl right now.
Conley no good on the triple. They're 2 for 15 from beyond the arc. There is a silver lining. It said we don't expect that to continue. Whitehead stripped by Alexander Walker. He's diving on the floor.
We used to say that Sacramento was Minnesota's biggest rival because they had all those great classic games back in the KG era against Chris Webber and Vlade Divac. But
Etienne off the heel.
I think Sacramento fans would say the Lakers are their biggest rival. And if you talk to Denver fans, and now I think Denver's Minnesota's biggest rival. Denver thinks that their biggest rival is the Lakers too.
I don't want to hear anything.
But I told I'll tell you what, it's a rivalry now. You can't deny that Minnesota-Denver is just some of the greatest games that we've seen. But it's been fun to watch Nikola Jokic and Anthony Edwards, and before that, Karl Anthony Towns going at it.
And maybe one of the reasons the Wolves have dominated that series in recent memory is the fact that they don't think it's a rivalry. Watford
had a premonition that Jordy would be a head coach sooner than later, and he was in fact right about that.
Edwards tried to turn the corner, will fire the midi, and it rattles in. We'll stare down to Brooklyn's bench. Minnesota was down 24-22, and they reeled off 7 straight. In the lane, shot won't drop. Alexander Walker pushing the tempo. Minnesota finding an offensive rhythm now. Edwards on the logo, matched up with Johnson. Oh, they left him. Has time to think about it. Can't hit the three. Oh, he was Will Smith in the living room.
Well, Rudy Gobert was at the top of the floor getting accosted out, and no foul was called.
Watford missing on the layup. Got it back, tried to spin out of trouble, and a nice no-look dime. Tosan Owoma.
Rudy Gobert is 1 point away from another first-half double-double.
Dangerous pass.
Yeah, man.
It was deflected, so it's not an over and back. And then
issues that the Timberwolves are doing right now. He's doing a great job of rebounding, just playing hard and hustling. So they got that, but then Coach Finch asking his players to be more thoughtful in their shot selection. Michael?
Thank you, Leah B. Another rebound for Rudy Gobert. He has 12 in this first half. High on Daniels with his first field goal of the ball game. Claxton, man, battling with DiVincenzo. They were going at it. Gobert, another rebound. This rebounding tier, which you highlighted, Jim Pete, is just ridiculous for Rudy Gobert. He's averaging 15 rebounds in his last 5 games. He's going to get to 15 rebounds in the first half. DiVincenzo, no good on the tough look. And now Brooklyn will try to cut into this 5-point deficit right down the lane.
Just everybody they bring into the game as an athlete. They are playing hard, they are defending, they are fast, and they are taking advantage of any kind of mistake Minnesota makes.
Edwards, fancy.
Painted area, kind of that mid-range jumper, and then the footwork that he used, the reverse pivot to get that open shot was a difficult shot to make.
Nice speed, Uoma in the corner. Brick on the 3. DiVincenzo headed the other way, over to Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker on the drive, kick out in the corner. Jaden McDaniels attacking, finds Null. 3-ball, no. And there's
same size, and Rudy easily wins that tap.
Edwards, 12 points in the first half. Ball rotates to Reed. Reed in attack mode, puts it up and in.
He willed that one in.
Nets have won a couple of games in a row as Claxton got the roll. Sign for Minnesota. Julius Randle at the scorer's table and ready to check back in. Edwards.
Just a tremendous athlete and a different kind of player than D'Angelo Russell, obviously.
Edwards out to Reed. Alexander Walker finds DiVincenzo. Randle on the floor. Can't get back on the scoreboard. Offensive rebound. Edwards. Good. Watson lost the handle. Coughed it up. DiVincenzo racing the other way. Behind the back to Conley. Chris Finch really upset with that decision to go behind the back there in a fast break opportunity. Wolves still shooting just 38% from the floor in this first half and just 3 for 19 from beyond the arc. Etienne. He has 5 points off the bench. I would give him a delay of game 2. We just wasted 4 minutes on a flop. DiVincenzo over to Randle. Randle, nice skip pass. Conley for 3. It goes down.
I've got his second assist of the game.
Watford going at Reed. Scoop. Randle got it back to Conley. And now Randle looking to go to work. Surveying the floor. Over to DiVincenzo. Back to Julius. Julius on the drive. Another good pass. Reed. 3 more.
Julius Randle, who got him the basketball back again. And there was nobody in the corner with Nas Reed.
And Randle dishing it. 3 assists in the...
It's going to be interesting to see who's part of the future here in Brooklyn. Trendon Watford is one of those guys. We saw him in Portland, and he was a very good player there. Has a lot to like about his game, too. But a lot of draft capital here coming up for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
You and I were talking about this earlier today.
Conley throws it up. Tipped up. Nas Reed finding a way. The lead is 11. Pass inside. Claxton making. That was momentarily the largest lead of the ball game. 80 seconds to go in the second quarter. Wolves have found a rhythm here in this second period. DiVincenzo over to Conley on the baseline. Back to DiVincenzo. Pump, drive, back to Conley. 3-ball.
Plays stellar basketball for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Think about how he started the season shooting.
Yeah.
He's now 10th in the NBA in three-point field goal percentage.